Mystery School, Day 4, The Stage. All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts. Shakespeare. How reassuring to see you again. Ready to tackle more mysteries? Notice that you used your will to get here. You are willing to learn more, to see more, and put your curiosity to good use. Let's see where your will and mine take us now. In his excellent way, Shakespeare stated what most people already know to be true. We play the roles people expect us to play. As he described it, we start as infants and then grow into reluctant students. In time, we become sighing lovers, soldiers, and respectable members of society. Eventually, we grow old. We end our lives as weak as babies again, helpless and mystified. This strange, eventful history is one we all share, bringing our own style to each role and walking onto whatever stage we choose. Which moves us to the next topic, the stage. The stage is every actor's natural environment. Today, you're going to imagine it bigger than the space that an actor can cover in a few strides. For you, and for the rest of humanity, the stage includes the length and breadth of the earth. Your performance refers to the artistic choices you've made since you arrived. This planet is the stage you stepped onto decades ago. The events of your life may seem vague now, but today you'll have a chance to remember. You'll see how your past led to this moment. By remembering where you've been, you can plot all future road trips consciously. Map making changed human destiny. This exercise can change yours. Imagine your travels through life, your history of choices and decisions, as a roadmap. See it as a charted route whose starting point is your physical birth. It's a long and meandering road from there, but easily imagined once you start. You've probably had breakfast at a roadside diner where you're given a menu, a set of silverware, and a placemat with children's games and puzzles printed on it. One of the puzzles is a simple maze. To solve it, you trace a line from the entrance of the maze to an exit point on the far side. Even little puzzles like that can be challenging. Some paths end quickly. Some wind back to the beginning. Some connect to other paths, going nowhere. Only one path will lead out of the maze. Your life's journey is far more elaborate than a child's puzzle, but it involves similar twists and turns. So go ahead, imagine your life sketched out on a piece of paper. Imagine it as a maze. Notice the dead ends and switchbacks, the results of your less successful choices. Recall the stretches when everything seemed to go smoothly. Make the puzzle as tricky as the trajectory of your life has been, but remember this, it has only one entrance and one exit. The maze. This maze of yours took shape when you emerged from your mother's womb. Back then, decisions were made for you until you were old enough to make them for yourself. You kept moving forward. There were paths you wished you'd never taken and paths you took without hesitation or regret. You moved forward anyway. You followed someone else's roadmap, or you stumbled through a series of random turns on your own. Either way, you kept moving. Like a tourist enjoying vacation photos, you can now see where you went during your stay here and how much fun you had. If you stretch the path into a single line, the route you've taken is even easier to track. Try doing that. Imagine the maze as a highway that extends across an entire map. Again, follow your life's path. Do this tonight. Draw a straight line across a large sheet of paper. The start of the line marks your birth. The end marks this present moment. Draw little X's to indicate the major events in your life and label them. Mark the less significant events as well. They might have been pivotal moments, moments that changed your cast of characters or shifted your motivation. Those lesser moments may even have saved you or extended your time in the maze. See where every choice has led you. Those choices are clear to you now, even if they weren't back then. Notice the various crossroads you could have taken, but didn't. See where you could have changed course or turned back. Recall the passions that pushed you to move faster or slow down. Recall the people who persuaded you to stay in place. Mark the times where you got distracted and lingered too long. No decision was a wrong one. They all provide some good information you wished you'd had years ago. Now you can go back to drawing your life as a maze. Give it the same detail. Give it the attention it deserves. You can even create a narrative to go with it. You're used to telling your story in bits and pieces. This exercise gives you a chance to talk through it from beginning to end. It gives you a way to smooth the emotional rough spots and resolve unhealed wounds. Every incident is part of the intricate puzzle or tapestry that makes your life such a unique achievement. Work through the places that once tested you emotionally. Make peace with old injuries. Forgive the people who hurt you. Forgive yourself as well. I urge you to do this, and then to study your handiwork. What did you find out? How has this process changed your perspective? It's odd to take a class in your own history. I know. It's not easy to examine your life objectively. You already know the subject well, but you probably haven't approached your life from the viewpoint of a master artist. Do it now. Step back and admire your efforts. Like a painter putting down his brush, allow yourself to be amazed. A life on film. Now, if you don't mind, I'll change the metaphor slightly. Imagine this line on a sheet of paper as a strip of celluloid with images of the key events of your life. It plays like a movie. There's a dramatic beginning to the film as you opened your lungs and gasped for air. That simple act catapulted you into the dream of humanity, where your talents would determine your ability to survive and to flourish. What a thriller. See the movie from beginning to end. Take a closer look at some of the key scenes. You can make cuts in the film or slow down the rush of images. You can focus on a memory that seems unimportant or one that changed the direction of events. There's nothing to fear in watching. It's only an exercise. Looking closely at your life shouldn't make you feel regret. It's your saga, yes, but it's fun-filled and loaded with action sequences, just like any movie. It's a slapstick comedy, a tragedy, a cautionary tale. Enjoy all of it. Don't let unpleasant memories bother you. Wonderful moments, gone forever, shouldn't sadden you. You're only studying a puzzle on a placemat. You are imagining a movie and contemplating a course for the future. You can also view this movie as if you were watching another person's life documented on film. Another life and another actor. Appreciate the changing moods. Get comfortable with the madness as well as the monotony. Mistakes were made and promises were broken. Heartbreaks came and went. Try to understand each sequence from your present perspective. Above all, be sympathetic to the main character. Do you wonder how other people might view the movie of your life, people you've known and loved? They'd probably see the central character differently, and they would want to see themselves in it, of course. They'd expect to be featured prominently. If you walked into an adjacent theater where a film was playing about the life of someone you know, you'd do the same. Where do I fit into this narrative, you'd wonder? How necessary am I to the plot? How valuable am I to the hero? You are not the main character in anyone's movie but your own. But you want to be represented well in their stories. You want them to confirm your importance. You'd prefer to be missed when you walk out of a scene. We are a traveling troupe of actors and artists who move around a very big stage. We shuffle aimlessly or we march with solemn determination, but we're all moving steadily away from the lights and out of the frame. We all know there's an exit to the maze, but we don't know when we'll stumble on it. And we will all leave a legacy, of course. Our legacy will be the collection of memory images we leave behind. What will yours look like? Will you leave memories that inspire and comfort? How generously did you love? How bravely did you open yourself to love? You are still taking this journey, and you're meeting more artists along the way who will carry an impression of you throughout their lives. However old or young you are, this legacy is yours to determine, and it will exist until everyone who knew you is gone. During your time on stage, some of your fellow artists have demonstrated their love and support. You've done the same for them. You rely on other people to give you information about yourself. You may not agree with their assessment of you, but seeing yourself in the eyes of another person tells you a lot. It tells you many things about them. It may tell you things you didn't know about yourself. And it tells you about how you relate to people around you. A clear reflection is one that comes with no prejudice or judgment. When you see yourself reflected in the eyes of someone who truly loves you, you are inspired to be more generous with your love. You are inspired to love yourself more. Good reflections and positive feedback encourage you to be the best artist you can be. In fact, mirror reflections may be the most fascinating part of the human dream. Let's take a look at the mysteries of mirroring. Seeing the mirrored path. Every lifetime is a solitary experience, no matter how many companions come and go. Let's imagine the maze again. You're alone as you march through the maze, but yours is not the only path. The entire world is a maze. Within that maze, everyone is following his or her own course. Within the same world, we live in separate realities, but our realities parallel each other and affect each other's lives. Your parents took a journey of their own, making different choices for different reasons. Your brothers, sisters, and childhood friends chose their own course. All the teachers followed different trajectories toward the finish line. Their journeys, like yours, were mapped out by the people who taught them. Sure, someone else drew their version of the map, but between the entrance and the exit, they improvised. They blazed their own course. You did too, and will continue to do so as long as your journey lasts. And how long is that? Some lives last almost a century, some longer. Some lives are brief. While most of us are still zigzagging through the maze, some dear friends have already left it. Every life is about solving mysteries, and there are countless ways to do that. Where our attention is pulled, we go. Where emotions lead us, we run. We move in directions that suit our interests and curiosities, with companions to assist us in the journey. Everyone you encounter has an image of you. Everyone reflects that image back to you. Every person is a mirror, in other words. The corridors of your maze are lined with mirrors. Looking at your life this way, you can see the kinds of people that have attracted you, and maybe you can see why you are drawn to some mirror reflections and repelled by others. Looking closely at your friendships and affairs, you can see patterns you didn't recognize until now. I'm sure you're familiar with garden mazes. They're giant outdoor puzzles where tall hedgerows conceal a system of crisscrossing paths. It's easy to get lost inside a garden maze, but that's part of the thrill. Walking with a sweetheart, you can get happily and conveniently lost. You can linger, hide from the world, and enjoy some quiet time together. All the paths eventually lead to an exit, but once inside, it's impossible to tell where that exit might be. Well, imagine mirrors lining your maze instead of bushes and trees. You are wandering through a world that shows you assorted images of yourself. Wherever you go, you meet a new reflection. You, too, are a mirror for every person you meet. The thing is, you can't accurately reflect yourself. You can never really see yourself in action, so you rely on others to reflect you. And they do. People see you through their own lens. Their opinions of you are in keeping with their assumptions and expectations. Since you already have an image of yourself set firmly in your mind, any reflection that contradicts that image will seem surprising or even disturbing to you. Some reflections don't seem to represent you at all. When life is such a hall of mirrors, which mirrors can you rely on to tell you the truth? Or, more to the point, why should you rely on any of them? Why should another person's opinion of you be so important? We all want someone to confirm the best image of ourselves, but people are quick to judge. They get a feeling about you right away. They can decide who you are even before meeting you. It's a rare person who looks, listens, and really sees someone. If they love what they see in you, you found a great mirror. And it works both ways. When you show respect and admiration for someone else, they're naturally drawn to you. They want to see that reflection again and again. It should be the instinct of a parent to love wholeheartedly, and it sometimes happens that children have to wait to find genuine love later in life. They have to wait to be appreciated by someone who has no preconceptions or expectations, someone who admires them for who they really are. Ultimately, it's up to each of us to love ourselves as we are. It's up to me, and it's up to you. The love and respect you have for yourself determines how others see themselves through you. So let's talk more about that. Let's see how you can create a high standard of art through clear and positive mirroring. Alice in the Mirror. Professional artists mirror the human condition. They mimic life. They reflect society. We amateurs do much the same. We mirror popular thinking. We mirror contemporary trends. We mirror each other through our fashion choices and our ideologies. So it's easy to understand how reflections get muddled and distorted. How we reflect each other affects the quality of our work as artists. It affects our relationships and the way we live our lives. Are you aware of the kind of mirroring that attracts you to someone? You're not always drawn to someone who's kind or forgiving, for example. Maybe you gravitate toward people who are critical and occasionally cruel. Maybe you feel more comfortable being bullied than pampered. You may feel you deserve a tyrant in your life instead of a collaborator. Then again, you may crave such a perfect reflection that you constantly misrepresent yourself. Some of us want affection above all, even if it means pretending to be something we are not. If you only see your worth through another person's eyes, you might be convinced you can't live without that person. You may never discover yourself at all. On the other hand, if you gave yourself the love you crave, you wouldn't be so desperate to find it in someone else. If you respected yourself absolutely, you'd be immune to manipulation. How far would you stray for a few crumbs of affection? What would you do, even now, for a little praise? How many times have you underestimated your value in order to fit in or to attract followers? Only you can answer that question. No one else can solve the mystery of you. No one else can feed your deepest needs. As you've noticed, other mirrors have needs of their own. Maybe you're aware that some mirrors have a stronger will than you. Some pull you into their world so completely that you care about nothing else. You become more concerned about their drama than your own. You treat them as the main character of your story. You try to live their life. Like the mythical Alice, you were lured into an attractive mirror. You're transfixed and could remain there indefinitely. There's a chance you've done this already. You've tried to take another person's journey. You've adopted someone else's habits and celebrated their best memories. You've mirrored their interests and activities. Eventually, it all feels wrong. You find yourself doing things you don't want to do. Your infatuation with some mirrors can lead to an obsession. An obsession takes you on a winding path to nowhere. By nowhere, I mean self-destruction, or the destruction of a dream. All artists want to feel inspired, yes, but inspiration leads to creativity, where obsession does not. Obsession will likely undo your creation. You need to step back once in a while and see where you are. See where your attention has pulled you. Is it where you want it to be? Or are you now dedicated to one thing at the expense of all others? I suggest you use perspective. See as an artist sees. Recognize beauty in yourself and do everything you can to express it. Great art doesn't have to be more complicated than that. You've probably heard some artists claim that they have to suffer to create. Many legendary artists endured poverty and rejection, so suffering is assumed to be an indispensable part of the creative process. Suffering is a recurring theme in most people's stories, in fact. We're all a little addicted to it, and we have endless excuses. We deserve to suffer, we say. We suffer when we're misunderstood. We suffer for a cause. We suffer for noble reasons. We suffer for love. We suffer for art. Great art requires suffering, is a universal assumption. But why should it be true? There is real suffering in the world, yes. Physical pain and deprivation exist. Most people struggle to support themselves and their families. They struggle to secure their futures, to find shelter or employment. Others struggle to make sense out of mystery. Struggle is familiar to everyone, but it's not an excuse to suffer. Every entrepreneur has to fight to make a business work. Painters, poets, musicians, and actors struggle to be recognized, enduring punishing conditions in the process. Dancers and athletes feel the pain of injury and failure. They are not alone in their creative frustration. You feel it too, but telling yourself a story about how much you are suffering does nothing to end the frustration. You, the artist, are responsible for the stories you tell and the mood you set. You are responsible for your happiness and for your artistic fulfillment. Take a creative action as a remedy for frustration. Tell a better story. Be attentive to your body, the instrument of your art, and do what you can to heal a mind at war with itself. See clearly and love generously while you stroll through this mirrored maze. Reflections on love. Most artists dare to reveal themselves to other people. Do you? Can you step into the bright lights with or without the fear of rejection? Do you trust life not to judge you or desert you? Keep in mind that people make judgments. Life does not. It's possible to look into a defective mirror and remain confident. Being reflected poorly doesn't have to result in discouragement. No mirror gives you the whole picture or the true picture. Every mirror tells you something, however. You may get mad at someone for failing to see the best in you. You may get defensive, But there's something to be learned from a bad mirror, too. Clear, cloudy, or corrupt, all reflections inform you. The more information you have, the better you see. Be skeptical about the information you get, but listen anyway. Listen without judgment and learn. Without mirrors, you and I would be like most other animals. We would lack the information we need to evolve. We'd miss important revelations, even from the poorest reflections. At the same time, we are more than any mirror can show us. We are more than what we see and think. Everything changes when we're willing to explore the mysterious truth of us. This is where love enters the scene. Far from being blind, love perceives truth. You understood that in your infancy, and you can relearn it now. There are people in your life who need the brightest reflection you can give. Instead of showing your disappointment, show your admiration. Affirm. Applaud. Do this, and not just for the people you love most. Every person deserves a clear reflection from someone motivated by love. Your journey through the maze goes on. It twists and bends, providing countless mirror images along the way. How you respond to the reflections you see depends on how you love yourself and how fearless you are about loving others, however they may reflect you. As babies, most of us gazed into clear, bright mirrors. Mommy's smile told us we were precious. Daddy's strength told us we were safe. Everyone reflected a wonderful image back to us. Summer winds carried all the wonders of life to our senses. We were all children once, looking wide-eyed into the mirror, but over the years we started to focus on the distortions. In time, we fell out of love with ourselves. We began to doubt we were capable of loving at all. When you look into a mirror, you probably only see what you hope to see, expect to see, or most dislike seeing. You see other people the same way. Is that actually seeing? Most of us are hardly aware of what's going on until life wakes us up with a shock. Meanwhile, we're blind to the beauty and unprepared for the truth. Reflections are not the thing that they reflect. The truth of you was never in the glass. Your body is the truth. I think you realize this now. You are a living, breathing human. You are real, but the realness of you is lost in the reflection. If you've forgotten this, take a few minutes to remind yourself. Sit in front of a full-length mirror. See the whole picture. You, the room, all those colors and shapes, as a visual reproduction of what is real. Everything is visible to you because light is touching the glass, but none of it exists in the glass. Close your eyes and feel the truth. Feel you, the one who is being reflected. Feel life pushing through your veins. Feel your breath and your heartbeat. Feel the heat of you in the electric current that runs through your body. You are life. Life keeps making more life. It does this with no self-importance and no personal stories. You can do the same. You can exist without your stories. You can be true to yourself without explanations or excuses. You can love without conditions and without a doubt. Don't stand still waiting for someone to prompt you. Put your will into action. Keep turning corners. Keep discovering and growing. Lay the foundations for something new. Your time in the maze is magical. You only have to open your eyes and see it. Why does any of this matter? Why does it help to see your life as a maze of avenues and alleyways? Your future is determined by the choices you make. to turn right or left or continue straight ahead. You may also choose to hang out a while or possibly backtrack. It's interesting to see how those choices were made in the past. It helps to see how they brought you to this place on this day. It's important to see how you can move forward from here now that you're aware of your motivations and are willing to modify them. Let in some light. Light reflects images from one person to another and back again. By recognizing mirrors for what they are, you can respond to them more sensibly. We're talking about human beings, so behind the glass is a mind. A mind tends to scramble information. It comes to conclusions, it guesses and assumes, and assumptions, as you know, complicate everything. Awareness is the ability to see objectively, without making judgments or assumptions. Every mind warps the truth a little, so don't take opinions so personally. When you assess your own behavior fairly, you can be more gracious in your assessment of others. Actors study their characters objectively, fairly. This is how you can study yourself. This is how you can nurture your authentic qualities. Think about the stage you've set. Maybe it could use some design changes. This isn't about deciding where the furniture goes. I'm talking about the mood. I'm asking whether you're designing a heaven for yourself or a hell. Heaven, hell. Let's take some time to understand the difference. Heaven is a state of mind, of course. When we create a reality where respect rules our behavior, we're in heaven. I respect those close to me. I respect everyone I encounter, and I respect you without having to know you personally. Let's say you respect me and everyone else in your story. Things go smoothly between us because we share respect without having to agree on everything. That's heaven. Hell is something else. Fear rules hell. Life can be intolerable when fear is allowed to set the mood. If respect isn't our natural impulse, we will judge each other. We will accuse each other and fear each other. Heaven and hell are metaphors, but the misery we make is not. A living hell is a real experience. Respect is how we avoid its agonies. Respect yourself and let that respect shine out to the world. Let it touch everything you touch and be mirrored back to you. Be aware of how respect transforms your reality. With that kind of awareness comes evolution. How are you evolving? Well, you're daring to see what you couldn't see before. You're opening up to light information. You're getting closer to reflecting the truth, and the truth places you in heaven, even as you walk this earth. What else can I do? The tension of not knowing what's next, or whether you'll ever be wanted again, exists for all artists. We never feel we've done enough, won enough, or impressed enough people. The worry is always, can I do more? You are another kind of student now. In this particular school, you're exploring deeper mysteries. You have an appetite for truth. You aspire to be clear mirror. I urge you to ask questions. Weigh the answers carefully. Hear all sides to a story before you share your opinions, and respect all points of view. Maybe you considered yourself life's victim at one time, but now you are life's accomplice. And how does this collaboration begin? We conspire with life when we are aware and when we are adaptable to its changes. We're in cahoots with life when we're open to new information, not closed and defended. We're in partnership with life when we're honest with ourselves. By denying the obvious, we're likely to face consequences. When we lie to ourselves, we'll soon feel the pain. To be impeccable means to be without sin. For you, the artist, it's a sin to go against yourself. It's a sin to disrespect your art. Imagine yourself as impeccable. How would that look and sound? How would you move through the world? Well, imagine saying what you mean and doing what you say. Imagine you're someone who never assumes, but asks and then evaluates. Imagine that you can listen to criticism without reacting defensively. Imagine doing your best and that your best efforts evolve over time. If you can imagine yourself responding like this to ordinary situations, you're ready to put these lessons to use. Be impeccable with your words and actions. Don't take things personally. Don't make assumptions. Do your best in every moment. These lessons are essential tools for an artist of life. Today is a good day to sharpen your skills. Maybe you don't think you're brave enough or creative enough, but mastery begins with small attempts. It begins by doing the best you can in the moment. Practice, rehearse. Make an impassioned commitment to your craft. Under pressure of any kind, we revert to the smallest definitions of ourselves. We fall back on the character who runs away in fear, the one who is victimized, or even the one who bullies. It's important to recognize how specifically you identify yourself with the roles and reactions you once relied on. It's important to see and to be willing to change. Now is not the time to revert to the smallness of you. Now is the time to step into the light, see what you do, and reshape it. Observe how your emotions rise to support an old story. Shift the emotion, alter the narrative, laugh, breathe. Thank life for reminding you that you're more than anyone's definition of you. Damn, that's a fire fucking chapter there, guys.